Western sunrise. It's a cold January 13th morning here. The glow of the rising sun. Behind me, the roar of the ocean beside me. There was another great stream with no white guilt, Jason, last night. That's such a wonderful community. Such a beautiful contrast to the anti-white propaganda and abuse that we receive in almost all of the rest of the media, which is going off the rails, banning anyone who isn't anti-white enough. They are taking it to new levels. Apparently this morning YouTube has already has now enjoined the ban of President Trump. So our American president is not allowed to reach the public through any of the big tech platforms. It's totally a travesty. It's hard to believe. So I was working on this thing. A guy was commenting on my Jesse Lee Peterson clip where Mike Lowry was playing Jesse Lee Peterson, and Jesse Lee Peterson was explaining why white people should have used their voices sooner, and how evil was not going to be appeased, that evil would just keep taking more and more and more if the white people were attempting to appease it. And this guy got in a conversation with me, and he asked, I told him about White Erasure, and he didn't get it, or at least he said he didn't get it. He said, "What is White Erasure?" And I thought, how can someone not see White Erasure? How can they not know what White Erasure is? So I've been thinking about creating some kind of publication explaining White Erasure, as if it needs explaining. But once you see it, you can't unsee it. So if you want to know what White Erasure is, try Googling for American inventors. You won't see the American inventors that... I was a crazy boy studying inventors in my youth, and none of the inventors that were my heroes make the list anymore, because they're not non-white enough to make Google's list. Similarly, if you Google for white family, you won't really see many white families at all. That's White Erasure. Those are some of the forms of White Erasure. And then probably the very worst form of White Erasure is biological White Erasure. But they do a lot of psychological White Erasure in order to bring about what I hypothesize is their goal of biological White Erasure. And the psychological White Erasure is to demonize being white, make people feel guilty for it, tell people that being non-white is better, and especially now in the advertising, they're encouraging whites to mate with non-whites and showing that as healthier because it's just better. Or so they're promoting with their psychological warfare. And you know, if whites mate, when whites mate with non-whites, the results are non-white, because for better or for worse, white genetics are recessive. We have almost all of our genes are recessive, so when we breed with non-whites, our white genes no longer get expressed. So those are some of the things on my mind today. I'm probably going to miss the actual sunrise because I have to, I don't have to. I have committed to going to Matins this morning, and that's at 6:45, so I don't think the sun will be over the horizon yet by then, but we are in that part of the year when the days are creeping toward longer. They're short, but they are slowly getting a little longer. All right. Hope you have a glorious day, and may the good prevail.